Hey everybody, welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I'm Jill and I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I have been not on here in a while except for last weekend, so I'm going to try to be doing more and more lives now that I'm trying to get over this sinus stuff. I thought I was getting over it yesterday, and then this morning it felt like it was coming back, so good grief. Anywho, I feel good enough to do a craft. So if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to share this out real quick on my private group, Jill's Creative Side. So let me share that real quick so they can see also. So today we're just going to be doing a little Valentine craft. I don't really decorate much for Valentine's Day, but I thought I would do some sort of craft with you guys with that. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but I have found a new way to do stencils. So you know that I use Magnolia Design stencils, and you know that I use the Icon Art stencil kit to make stencils with, which is amazing. But what my dilemma was is when I make the 18-inch rounds, if I use Icon Art, I can't print, but 8.5 by 14 is the largest I can print. The stencil films that I have, the biggest ones that I have are 10 by 12. They make bigger ones, but in order to print on a bigger one, I'd have to buy a new printer, and I really don't want to do all that. So I searched around and found a way to make a Mylar stencil, and it is reusable. I have watched tons of tutorials on how to do it, and I bought some off of Amazon. It's very, it's pretty cheap actually. I can't remember what I paid for what I bought, but I can post that in the comments when I get done, but I can't remember, but it really wasn't expensive at all. But you will need like a Cricut or a Silhouette or some way to cut it, which I do use a Cricut. So, and I can make those stencils as big as I want. So that works out perfect for my 18-ounce rounds. So I wanted to come on and show you guys how they work, show them to you, but I made a smaller one to go on this little heart here, and I don't know how good it's going to work because they're really small details. I think it's probably going to be fine, but I didn't buy it for that. I should have used like the Icon Art was what I would normally use to make this stencil with, but I wanted to show you guys how it works because I was so excited to find it. So let's get started and show you that. These are 7mm Mylar sheets is what I got, and they came in, I'm trying to think how long the sheets came in, but it was really long, much bigger than 18-inch. So what I did was I found my design, I went into Cricut, and I cut it on the Mylar. Now, if you cut words, now I did a door hanger, a 15-inch wooden door hanger as a gift, so I can't show it to you yet because they haven't, well, it's there. Their house on their front porch right now. So I can't show it to you because they may see this. So I don't want to show you that and spoil it for them. But when you do letters, like if you have to, like the inside of the E, you have to make this little, they call it, there's a name for it, but one girl I watched called it like a little twig. You just go into your shapes and you make a real skinny piece and you connect it. That way when it cuts out the stencil, it doesn't, the inside of the letter is still there, because if you don't do that, then it's going to peel it up and it's not going to look right. So I had to go in and figure out how to do that on this truck. And you can still see some of the little twigs that I made. So I would be able to paint, so it would cut these out and not lift up when I pull the stencil off the mat. I don't even know if this is making sense. I'm confusing myself. But like the little line connecting the heart, if I hadn't have put that little line in there, that heart would have just come out. It wouldn't be attached to the stencil, if that makes any sense. So I needed the little heart to be attached to be one piece. This is just Mylar, and here is you can't really see how thick it is, but you can reuse it. And I don't know if I'll be able to reuse this because when I wash it, I hope I don't mess up the little tiny lines. So what you do when you cut your stencil and you paint, if you don't want those lines to show, which I don't on this, I would take a really, really tiny paintbrush, something tiny like this, and just dab over it and cover it up. That's what I did on the letters, and I can't wait to show that to you. I'll be posting a picture of that as soon as they see their door hanger. I'll post it. I'm so excited for them to get it. So we're going to be painting the truck, and then I have hearts that go in the back of the truck, but I'm going to do the hearts in red and the truck in black. So I did 2 separate stencils so I wouldn't get them on top of each other or mess them up. So this is the little hearts that go in the back of the truck. Hopefully this is going to turn out pretty. I'm not using this part of the heart, even though I probably could, but I don't want to. I'm going to paint this side, and I spray painted sealer on this because some of these wood pieces that are like from Dollar Tree or whatever, they're real thin and they're not that great of wood quality. I always seal them so it doesn't suck in all the paint. I'm not going to stain it. I have a little snowflake, and I had them outside to dry and it blew off the table because the wind's blowing. But I have this also, and I sprayed sealer on top of these just because I don't stain them. Not these pieces. I do stain my wood rounds that are nice wood, but these I don't. So I'm going to paint this pink, and I'm going to be using Folk Art chalk paint in Vintage Victorian. So I'm going to be painting the whole heart in this color. Then I'm going to paint the truck in rich black, Folk Art. And these probably came from Joann's. And I'm going to try to get Imperial to do the hearts with, the Imperial red. I don't know if I have enough, but if not, I'll use this Crimson by Waverly. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and paint. I'm just going to use my roller because I don't like the brush strokes. It's just a preference of mine. I don't like to see the brush strokes. Some people do, some people don't. So if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're on Facebook and you're catching this on a replay, comment hashtag replay so it bumps it up. And if you're catching this on YouTube, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. So I'm just using this old bowl plate that I got from Walmart for like 50 cents and a sponge roller. And I don't think it'll fit on my little... I have a little turntable thing, but I think the heart's too small for that. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll paint this. We'll get it set in front of I'll run the heat gun over it and dry it. Hopefully it will dry pretty quick. And I don't know about painting this kind of wood. We're going to find out what it's going to do. Hopefully it's going to work out pretty good. Hopefully. So what have you guys been up to today? Where are you watching from? What's the weather like? We are just having a nice chilled weekend. Just being at home. I love being at home. And we've just been cleaning house and taking pictures of the birds because, you know, I don't have enough pictures of my birds. So I'm just going over this, and I'm going to follow the wood grain on this just because that's what I'm used to doing. It may not matter. And I'm probably not going to do the sides because I may make this reversible. So we're going to see anyways. And then I have some really cute ribbons, but I don't think I have any Valentine ribbon with pink in it. But I do have lots of red and white and then burlap and red, so that may work. We'll see. We'll come up with something. I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. It's pretty up here, but it's kind of chilly, and they're calling for ice tomorrow. So, you guys, if y'all are on here, let me know you're watching. Where are you watching from? I don't know if I can see comments. That's another thing. I should have left my iPad out, but sometimes Facebook, they don't let you see comments. It does that every now and then. It's kind of squirrely. So this is... I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to go over it a little bit with the heat gun, and then I'll paint another layer before we go ahead and do the stencil. The stenciling, it's different than what I'm used to. Let me just go over this real quick. I'm just using a heat gun to dry this some, so it's kind of quick. That heat gun gets really, really hot. And I don't know if you guys saw my post earlier today about the torch paste. That stuff is amazing. If you haven't tried it and you are interested in that look, it is so easy to do, and I love the way it turns out with that wood burn. And you just use your heat gun for it. It's really awesome. I did a few projects for Christmas gifts this year and used the torch paste and the wood rounds, and they came out really pretty. And tomorrow I will be live doing some more resin earrings, you guys, because I've got some more ideas of earrings that I want to try. I'm always looking for new things to try with the earrings. I know that a lot of you have asked questions about them, and you really enjoy those videos, so I'm going to keep doing those since there's been such a good feedback on those. You guys seem to like that, so I'm going to continue with those. I want to try doing some, and I may do it tomorrow, the dried flowers on the wooden earrings and then resin over top. So I want to try that and see what that looks like. I think that I'm going to leave this the way it is. It looks, you can see a little bit of the wood in the back, and I don't mind that. I think that kind of gives a little bit of character. So I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to do the stencil truck. This is not going to be a very long craft. Just something I wanted to hop on and do with you guys, just because I was so excited to find out about those stencils. And now that I can create them, as long as it's not a lot of intricate detail in them, because the Cricut sometimes doesn't do very well with the real small intricate details like the icon art does. So I'm excited about that because I love doing the bigger rounds. So let's dry this off and we'll get started on the stencil. And it's so fast and so easy, you guys. Oh my goodness. I love it. I've been seeing a lot of like essential stencils on Facebook, and there's another group that does the Mylar stencils, that they sell them and they also teach how to use them. So I've been watching those groups a lot, and it's quite amazing. I don't know what this is going to look like once I dry. I may have to put another coat on. Let's just see. I don't think it's too awfully bad. Maybe I do want another coat. One more coat and we'll stop with that. But I love doing the stenciling. It's so much fun. When you can create your own stencils, that's really awesome. I actually saw someone do a shirt using the stencils, but she used the stencil that you cut on the Cricut that you don't reuse, and she used some chalk paint for fabric, and I'm thinking that it was Dixie Belle, but I'm not positive of that. I thought that was really interesting, watching her do that with the stencils. I don't know if I'll try that or not, because I have the icon art stencils for that, and they usually are big enough for what I need, so I probably won't try the other. All right, I think we're going to go with it like this now. That looks pretty good. So let's hit that with the heat gun and see. I hope you guys are staying well. This stuff that's going around, the sinus stuff, it's like you just keep getting it. It's crazy. I worked with somebody that's had it 3 times now. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm just going to dry it a little bit before we get the stencil on. I would normally just sit it in front of the fan and let it dry, but just since we're doing this live, I thought I'd hit it with the heat gun and do it a little bit faster because chalk paint dries pretty quick. So I definitely will be on live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it's going to be. We're supposed to get some ice. Hopefully we don't, but anything's possible, I guess, in the wintertime. That's pretty good. All right. So what I'm going to do now, and these are not adhesive or anything, and you can choose to tape them down or you can not tape them. I do tape them just because I don't want them to move. So I'm going to get it centered where I want it, and then I will put some painter's tape on it, and then I'll show you. But I want to make sure my hearts are going to fit on the heart without going too far. Okay, that looks to be, oh, maybe that wasn't all the way dry. Yikes. All right, I'm trying to get this centered pretty good. Make sure the hearts all fit. These hearts are super cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take my painter's tape, and I'm hoping that that's dry enough. And I'm just going to tape it down. Let me make sure this thing's not going to pull up the paint. And it did a little bit. All right. So I'm just going to tape that on there like that, and I'll put a little piece down here. And that's about it. So this is what we have. If you can see, it's kind of probably hard to see that stencil on the pink, but there's the truck. So now what I'm going to do is you use a, where is my brush? These are called stencil brushes, and I have another one somewhere. Here it is. And you want to use these dry. You don't want them to be wet or anything. But and you can also use a makeup sponge too, but these work really good. These are what the stencil brushes look like. This is a bigger one, which I probably won't need, but they're just flat on top. And you just go down. You don't, you're coming from the top, and you can like rub across it. But I'm not going to do that because these little small pieces right here, I'm afraid will move. And so I'm just going to dab on those areas. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like at all when I do it, because since they're so intricate. But I'm hoping it's going to work. So I have this dry brush right here, and I'm going to use black paint. And you don't need a lot of paint, and you want to pretty much dab it off the brush. I'm going to use a paper towel, and I'll show you. And I'm going to use what's in the lid. I'm just going to dab and get some paint on there like that, and then I'm going to dab it on this paper towel. Just like this, just to get the paint off, because you don't want a ton of paint on your brush. It's pushing it down in the bristles. And so I'm going to start dabbing on this. Kind of like this. And you can do the brush motion. The reason I'm not doing that is because of the tiny little lines. I'm afraid if I brush, it'll move those lines. So that's something I'm not going to do. So I'm just dabbing that paint into the brush, and it's not a lot of paint on that brush. And you'll learn as you do it the pressure to use. I'm still learning. This is only the the third time I've done this method. Now, my brother's, oh, Lord, I just gave it away. The door hanger that I just did was the first one I did. And I can't believe that I did it. I did test on one of my test rounds before I did the real thing. But I was so excited how it turned out. I can't wait to show you guys. So I'm just dabbing on along, and you're going to need more than one coat for sure. But you just don't want to put too much on your brush and then ruin it. But normally, like on the letters, I just was rubbing it a little bit like this, which you can do. It worked on the letters perfectly. I just am afraid to do that with these little bitty lines that I put to keep the stencil to cut it all together. So I'll pick it up and show it to you in just a second. I'm always excited to learn new things and share it with you guys, because people that I follow, I mean, if it wasn't for their videos and their lives and their YouTube channels, I wouldn't know how to do half of this stuff. And I love learning new things. Okay, so I've got the truck pretty much done. Obviously, it needs another coat, but I'm going to pick it up and show it to you, and we're going to keep going. But there's what we have so far. So you can start seeing the truck and the details on there. And this dries, chalk paint dries really fast. So I should be able to do the hearts pretty much right after we get done, after I hit it with the heat gun and dry it just to make sure it's really dry. Like I said, I normally wouldn't use this stencil for something this small. It would have been so much easier to use the icon art, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys, and I didn't have a round that's ready to go. I have an 18-inch, but I don't have it stained yet. I have it sanded, but I don't have it stained and sealed. So I need to do that before. And so maybe next week or next weekend I'll show you that. So we're getting there. I'm just going to keep going over it, and it's going to need another coat. Now you can lift this up and look and lay it back down, as long as you don't move it at all, like leave it taped on one side and pull it up and look at it, and you can lay it back down. Like I said, these are, I don't even know how long that people have been using these for this type thing, but I'm like, where have I been? Why haven't I heard about this? It's really awesome. And it makes it where you can make even more, where I can make even more designs on my door hangers. I love to come up with new designs. And you're limited on what you can print on the icon art, or I am, because I don't have a printer that prints big enough. And like I said, I don't really want to buy one because I have a really good printer. And I don't really need another one. Maybe down the road. And plus I would have to buy all new stencils and the film to print on, so it's just not something I want to do right now. But this is perfect. Hopefully it comes out and you can see how it looks. So I'm basically just dabbing from the top down. I'm not going to the sides or anything, just from the top down. That keeps it from bleeding, hopefully. And then I will go over with the really tiny detail brush and fill in where I had the little dashes where it would, so it would cut it all together and fill those in. It worked really good on the letters that I did on the other door hanger. It worked really good on that. So I was super excited how it turned out, because I was a little bit worried about freehanding, covering up that little dash, because I'm terrible at freehanding, but it looked just fine. I was super excited. I hope that they liked their door hanger as much as I did making it. All right, this is looking good. I'm gonna pull it up and look at it. And I'm only gonna pull up, I'm gonna untape the little end down here and lift it. And hopefully it didn't bleed anywhere. And hopefully it don't pull my tape up, my paint up when I pull this tape off. But if it does, I can fix it. Come on. I have no fingernails, so let's use my little weeding tool. Yikes. All right. I'm nervous, y'all. Oh, yeah, that looks so good. let me pull this side up and show it to you. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And it's not pulling my paint up. It is a little bit, but not enough for you to tell. Now, let me lift this up. Y'all, oh my goodness. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the bucket of water, and hopefully I can get that paint off without having to rub too much. I guess it's okay to do that. I've never done that with these stencils before, so I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to use this brush to do the hearts with because this brush is dirty, and I'm gonna stick it in the water, but I wanna show it to you guys. It's crisp, it's clean. It looks so good, and you see the dashes where I had, like where the heart is connected. I had to do that so it would cut it correctly, but I will definitely go back over that with the small paintbrush and fill that in, and you shouldn't even be able to tell it, but that looks so cute, you guys. And that is, I didn't even think about being able to do this without having a mesh stencil. So I'm excited about this. And you can see it didn't take hardly any paint. You know, when you're doing that, you're just dabbing. You're getting most of your paint off of your brush. Because you don't, if you had a lot of paint on there, it'd probably bleed. So I'm going to have a brush, one of the brush bristles on there. But I should be able to get that out. And I always like to wash out my brushes pretty quick after I use them, just so that it doesn't ruin them. Okay, now let me dry this, and then we'll do the hearts. This is so cute, you guys. See if I can get that bristle up with this weeding tool without messing anything up. I did pull some of the paint up, but that's all right. I can fix that too. That's the good thing about crafting. You can always fix it. So this is looking good. So here's the truck. So cute, you guys. So cute. Okay, now I'm going to use the red and put down these hearts. So I'm going to put down the hearts right where I need them. And luckily, you can see through the stencil, so you can see exactly where to put it. And that looks good. So let me get some tape. And I've seen people do it without taping it, and you completely can do that. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm not comfortable doing that because I'm afraid I'm going to lift it and move it or something crazy. So I'm just going to tape this down right there. And we're going to do the red. And I'm going to have to use this bigger brush even though I don't really want to, but the brush needs to be dry. So let's see if I've got enough paint in here. Yes, definitely, I do. All right, so what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to get a little bit of paint on this brush, and I just have the paint in the lid. Get it where you can see it. And I'm just going to dab a little bit of paint on there, and I'm going to dab it off. And remember, you want your brush to be dry, and you don't want it to have a ton of paint on it. So that's what we have. All right, so let's try this. Hopefully this is going to come out as good as the other. It should, I hope. And remember, you can always go back and get more paint. Like, I don't think I have enough paint on here. So I'm going to get some more paint, dab it off. And I'm just like dabbing it from the straight up and down, not going to the side. And you can brush it. I'm just afraid to do that on these. These are so intricate little details on these cuts. I'm afraid if I do the side thing, it'll bleed. So that's why I'm just dabbing it. But when I did the letters, I actually did more of the brush strokes. I just, you know, you just come in straight up and down and brush. I didn't do the dabbing, and it worked out great. I was kind of impressed by the Cricut cutting these tiny little hearts. I was a little concerned that it wouldn't cut them very well, but it did do really good. So I was a little impressed with the little Cricut. So what do y'all think about this technique? This is like just another way to add to your crafting. I love it, love it, love it. I love finding new ways to come up with for crafting. It's awesome. I think I'll learn something every project I do. Even something that I've done 100 times, I still learn, which is good. And if you've tried this, let me know what you think. I mean, are you a fan of this or not? I'm totally a fan. I'm just making sure that I have enough paint on here. And I can pull it up and look, but I can tell right now I don't. But it's getting there. I just don't want to put too much and then ruin it, because it's looking super cute so far. So far, so good, y'all. You just want to be careful not to get too much paint, because once you do it, it's kind of hard to take it back, but you can keep going over it if you don't have enough. That's easy to fix. I'm going to pull it up and take a gander at it and see what it looks like. But hopefully it's going to be cute. Let me get a little bit more up there. And then we'll just put like a simple bow on there, and that's all it needs, really. Let me check and see what we got going on here. Oh my gosh, it looks so good, y'all. I'm so excited. All right, I'm gonna put just a little bit more down here on the edge, and then I think I'm gonna stop. Yes, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna put this, get this in the water and rinse out that paint. Actually, let's just leave that in there. All right, so let me take this off and put it in the water. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is so cute. Look at those hearts, you guys. How stinking cute is that? I am loving it, loving it, loving it. I don't know what that is. But anyway, how cute is that, you guys? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I want to show you how we fix where those lines are. And I'm not going to do but a couple of them, and then we'll make the bow, and then we'll be done, because I don't want to keep y'all a long time. So I'm going to get a brush that is a tiny, tiny, and I've got to put my glasses on for this. A brush that's really small for intricate. So I'm going to use this one. We're going to use the black, And I'm just going to get a tiny bit of black on there. Not much. And you basically just go over where that line is, like right here. It's just a tiny little dash, and that's all it needed. So that right there on the front, if I can hold it correct, you see where I fixed that. So you can't even tell. So you just don't want a whole lot of paint on your brush, and you want to just go slow and just dot it just barely, and it's amazing how it works. I tried to make those small as I could so you wouldn't be able to tell where I went over them. Now this one might be able to because it's a thicker. But actually, I think it's covering up nicely. Just don't keep going over it because then you may mess it up. So there's the front. And I'm just dabbing right there where that line is. And that's it. So let me show you. So we've got that done on the front. You can probably see it where it's still wet, but that's done on the front. And now I'll go back and fix all the other lines as well. Just very, very lightly. And if I could have, I don't know exactly, I guess I shouldn't have done this one on that kind of stencil, but like I said, I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like. I should have picked an easier one, but that's okay. I mean, it still works. And you just don't want to do it a lot, lightly, with not a lot of paint so you can't tell. And I can fix that right there where I had the brush bristle. All right. So far, so good. I was very, very afraid to do this the first time. I'm just not a good freehand painter. But it's such a small little area. It's very, it's not noticeable at all. I should have made my little connectors smaller, but I did the best I could at the time. You guys wouldn't believe how long it took to get all this right in Cricut. But I did. It's all good. All right, I think I have them all done. Yes. All right, y'all, so check this out. So there's that. Oh, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. All right, let's do a bow, and then we'll be done. And I hope my battery didn't die. It did. Let me plug in my glue gun real quick. Hang on. I didn't charge my battery for my glue gun, so it was not getting hot. All right, so now what we'll do is make the bow. And then once this dries completely, I'll probably seal it. And then that's it. Let's find a ribbon. I kind of like the ribbon with the truck on it. Did I not pull that out? Oh, I kind of like this because it's got the black and the red on there. So I'm going to go and see what this is going to look like. I'm going to try this new bow, or it's not new, but it's new to me because I'm terrible at bows. And I really like the way these look, but I haven't done it with the smaller ribbons. So you basically just take it and you're crisscrossing it like this. And then you're going to make it go flat like that. I'm just going to push it down like this. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to, it's hard to do it on this thing. And you just want to like scrunch this up. Hold on, y'all. This will make it slide better. It's not sliding too good on this. All right, so you just want to scrunch this part up, and then you just want to go up here. And I don't know if I want it to be this size or not, or if I want it to be, yeah, I want it smaller. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to crisscross it, and we're going to flatten it out like that. And then we're just going to scrunch it up down here, and then we're going to put it up here on this one and scrunch this up, and then you're going to have a little bow. And I think, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do another one, maybe a little bit bigger and maybe another little bit smaller. And so I'm going to take my little clip to hold it for me while I do the next one. Actually, I think I need to do that one again because I got my trucks upside down. So I'm just going to put it like this, flatten this part out, crisscross this. Well, now my truck's upside down again, so I guess that's just the way it's going to be. Oh, me. And so that's going to be the smaller one. And then we're going to do the same thing. I want to get a little bit bigger one this time. Hopefully. So we just scrunch this part up, and then we bring it up here to this one, put it on top, and scrunch them all up together. That's what you got. And I really, that's driving me crazy that the ribbon is upside down. Let me try it again. Is it going to be upside down in all of them? I guess it is. Or let's do it this way. Lord, let's see. Yeah, there we go. So this will be the bigger one. So we're going to have 3 layers. All right, now I'm going to fix these other ones because that's driving me nuts. So I'm going to fix it to where it's like this. Yes, much better. So I'm just scrunching this up right here. I'm going to bring it up on top of that and scrunch that in the middle. And then I'm going to redo this one. Just like this. We're going to scrunch it, and then we're going to move it up on top of here and scrunch this. All right, so now we're going to take the big one, the bigger one, sit it right on top. And then we'll take the smaller one and put that right on top. And then we're going to tie some jute string around it. And then that will be it. It's so easy. And Lord, I struggle with bows. So I'm just bringing the jute around it, and I'm going to tie it. And I want to get it really tight. So I've got that. I'm going to tie in a knot, hopefully. And then I'm going to wrap the jute around the center of it. These bows are really easy, y'all. I mean, I struggle with bows. They have always been my weakness. So now I have the bow tied. So I'm just going to take it and wrap it around the center. And then I'm going to wrap the other one around it as well. And I'll tie this off in the back, and then that will be done. Try to get this in the back. So what's everybody have for dinner? I'm going to make pizzas. My good friends have taught us how to make pizzas using the Mama Maria, I think is the name of the crust. And we've been making them ever since. They are our fishing partners, Marcy and Johnny. I don't know if Marcy's on here or not, but they taught us how to make these pizzas, and we've been making them ever since. I love them. All right, so let's check out what we got. All right, let me trim this off. And we'll fluff it up and trim the little... I'm going to dovetail them, and then you just fold the ribbon like this, and then cut it at a slant, and it makes a dovetail. And I will cut all of these. I love the little trucks with all the hearts in the back. They're super cute. I'm just trying to get these tails, all three a little bit different in their length. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. All right. Okay. That one's still too long. Alrighty. So here we go with this bow. We have all different lengths of tails. So here's our little bow, and we can put it right on here, and we will be done. Now I'm going to cut these back a little bit because I don't want them in the design that we just painted on there. Okay. Let's see. This one's still too long. And what I may do is I may not put the glue the bow on now because I want to seal this with some lacquer. But this is basically what it looks like. And tomorrow, once it dries, I will post the pictures and let you see what it turns out to be like. But what do you guys think? How stinking cute is this? I am loving it. I know that looks crooked, but it's hard to hold that up there. So how cute is that, you guys? Love, love, love. What you could also do is you could take this stencil and put the love part like right above it. I don't know if you need that, but that would be cute too versus having a big bow. So we'll think about that and see. So you guys, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like it, if you don't. What do you think about the Mylar stencils? Those are so cute. I am so excited to be able to do more with my door rounds. So yeah, here we go. This is what we got. So let me know what you think, you guys. I'll post pictures of the finished product tomorrow. And I'll also be coming live tomorrow to do some earrings, resin earrings. And I've got a new mold, so I'm anxious to try this mold out. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great Saturday night. go get you some dinner. I'm going to go up here, make a pizza, and sit back with my sweetheart and enjoy the night. So you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.